It was Saturday, December 19th. I woke up to start my shift at Nordstrom Rack.
I was just getting some light housework taken care of and, getting a few things checked off my list, and I got a phone call on my cell phone from an unfamiliar number.
And then when nobody was around, I just bent down to tidy some socks. And as soon as I stood back up, I got head rush, got lightheaded. That's kind of normal for me, I guess.
And she asked if Beth had ever, passed out before, ever at home or elsewhere, or if she'd ever had this or that, or if she'd ever had a stroke before.
Luckily, there was a lady who had asked me if I could help her near, and she noticed that something was kind of wrong, like I wasn't replying to her, and she said my eyes weren't looking at her, and so she helped me to the ground, and oh gosh, it's kind of getting blurry now.
The paramedics are here. We had called 911, and they think she might be having a stroke.
And I couldn't speak, and it was really, really frustrating. And I couldn't move the right side of my body. I remember looking down at my leg and telling it with like all of my concentration to move, and I couldn't.
Which of course terrified me. And she couldn't really talk. And I've never known my daughter not to be able to talk.
I don't even remember going into the building really. I just remember like being in a room and with even more people, different faces around me.
I didn't know what to expect. What would I find? And I checked in at the emergency room, the desk, the emergency room check-in desk, and they got me right back. And I think it was Dr. Woodruff who greeted me first, and outside Beth's room. And he was just very calm and very in control. And I could see her through into her room, and the curtain was pulled back at that point, so I waved at her.
And then I saw my mom for like a split second, and then she waved at me, and then...
And right at that moment, someone abruptly pulled the curtain. And I just remember thinking, what could this mean? Is this good? Is this bad? Is it just for privacy, I'm hoping? And at that point, Dr. Woodruff was on this side of me, and he was letting me know how seriously they were taking this. An 18-year-old having a stroke is something we take very seriously, he said.
All I could say was the entire time this was going on, and I said it probably a million times. And I still couldn't feel the right side of my body. I
got the big picture, and I got from Woodruff, this is very serious, it could be fatal, here's why we're doing what we're doing, and then Fanto on this hand talking about, we've got this medication, this anti-clotting medication, we'd like to get into her. It could, do great things because she came in so quickly. And of course, I said, yes, do it.
And then they took me to this really, really cold room. It was freezing.
They took her to the cold room and strapped her down, and we said goodbye to her there, just because we had to vacate that area for them to remove this clot, because they thought that the clotting medication, the anti-clotting medication, was working, but they wanted to get to it quicker.
I remember looking over to my left, and they had done an angiogram.
They told Beth that she was having a stroke, but she still doesn't remember that.
But I don't think it really registered that that was like me that I was looking at.
Her dad and brother and I, we were just relieved to know that she was in a place that could take care of her, and we were probably going to have a daughter. We were probably going to have a sister. But we thought it was going to be the daughter and the sister that we saw, only able to say, And here's this honors student who's a double major, and all she can do is say, And the frustration that I could sense from her and the terror that struck in us was indescribable.
And then Dr. Harker asked me to speak and to lift my right arm, and I could, and I wasn't like shaking anymore. I wasn't twitching, and I was really happy about that.
Then to find out after, when they came out after the procedure and shared the amazing news that they were able to pull that clot out, and instantly upon removal, she was talking and moving and came back.
I remember at one point after being in the room in the NCCU, I woke up and the nurse asked me all these questions, and he was like, "So why are you here?" And I was like, "I don't actually know."
And the nurses were already in there. Patrick was doing his thing and you know, taking care of her and asking her the key questions. And
well, they had to wake me up like every 15 minutes and ask me these dumb questions, and but he was really nice about it. Like he wouldn't flash on the lights, and he would, you know, slowly just make it dim, and then not talk too loudly, and just made it really comfortable for me, I guess.
But he took time after he was ready to switch shifts and bring the new one on board. And he came in, and Beth was asleep, and he sat with me over in one of the little chairs in her room and just kind of took a moment to be human with me.
I am back up at the University of Utah. I'm living in the dorms, and I'm dancing again. I'm a ballet major, and it's exciting, you know, getting to dance all the time.
We're just so grateful, and it's been beautiful to have the opportunity to contact these people. I felt a great need to have us all visit whoever we could find and thank them, because this was so big for our lives, and they've been amazing.
I don't know, I'm kind of thinking of it as like a second chance.